What's up, G's? I'm back in business. Today a little bit earlier, 8:50, 8:45 right now. Price is moving lower as to how it moved yesterday. So Monday it just continued dropping. I couldn't really anticipate that. I mean, let me rephrase that. It was quite easy to see that market is going to drop further, but I couldn't take a trade in the condition because my only target for the day would have been this low here. And market melts through the low fairly quickly, and the next candle even runs through this low, and we just dropped way too fast. No trades yesterday whatsoever. So you can see 9:30 opens, we just drop, and yeah, no trade there. This is not a trade that I took, nor did I even think of taking that. That's just kind of like an idea of how you could have kind of entered into a setup. Because, okay, this was my drawn liquidity. Maybe I could have entered into that setup thinking that we broke structure below this. Breaking structure below that. The most important thing is, in my opinion, still that the candle is high volume and this is inversing. Therefore, this candle. So that could have been, because of that reason, this could have been actually like a valid trade for me. Around 1 to 1 to the low, and then we would have been able to target basically whatever I wanted. But that was a little bit of like a long shot. Like I wouldn't have actually taken that trade. But then this is the new wick opening gap, the gray area that I've marked out here, and kind of interesting. We traded back into that wick a couple of times. Actually, yeah, a couple of times into that. Have like a strong rejection lower, and now we're trading even lower down. I mean, looking at the range in daily or even weekly. Let's look at the weekly range. So, how weekly range looks like to me is that I would draw it from here, this low, or this low, this high. So let's just draw it. Looking at the daily, this is the main low to the high. So equilibrium is here. We got some equal lows here with these lows that I marked out. So certainly we have swept enough liquidity, and the fact that we have dropped heavily below the equilibrium, we have taken a lot of sell side, and generally speaking, just this whole area has been quite choppy, So when you get back into that range, I'm not actually expecting market to melt just through that area. Like usually, you can see how market kind of acts in this area. It's a little bit more choppy, and that's why you shouldn't really expect market just melting with high volume through this level slash area, whatever you want to call it. But anyhow, that's why we could easily see like a retracement higher. But that's obviously a little bit problematic because we're still heavily bearish, and even the hourly structure looks bearish. Like we still do have some lows, such as this one. I can just remove these levels real quick. So we got some lows here, yeah. The main thing for me in this area is that we got new wick opening gap, and that's actually important to note. So we are bouncing off of that conjugal encroachment level of that new wick opening gap, and I would prefer to see some type of retracement today. There are no fair value gaps in this area here. The first one is really at the new wick opening gap. So new wick opening gaps are cluttered like in close proximity. This is called event horizon. When you measure the equilibrium between two new wick opening gaps or new day opening gaps. So how you would use that is maybe, let's say you want to go long, you could use this as a profit level, or because event horizon being because it's PDRA, of course, PDRA market could use that PDRA as a rejection point lower. But that's not really important. You don't need to know that. But generally, just speaking, we are in new opening gap, large one. We balanced to the equilibrium of that, and now we got this week's new opening gap above, and we could easily just get back there, considering the fact that we are trading in a range where price has been choppy recently and previously. So that's the case pretty much for me. So I'm not expecting us to use this new week opening gap, or let me rephrase that. I'm expecting us to have some type of rejection higher from this new week opening gap. I'm not expecting us to just melt through. So and usually when I say this, it's just going to melt through, and I will miss every single setup that I would want to take. But and that's, for example, that's exactly what happened yesterday. But that's totally fine. There's fairly good amount of days when I'm maybe incorrect with my bias, but at the same time, I'm still not losing trades, because often when I'm incorrect, the price ends up flushing so quickly to opposing direction that it doesn't really, give me any opportunities to get in anyway. So that's kind of like a positive if you understand. But right here, we're still bearish. The bearish structure looks for me currently like we got equal highs. I would want to see market sweep them and maybe run lower. That could be easily like a possibility. Let's see quickly how ES is looking. So looking at ES, pretty much similar stuff. That's the low that I marked out on NQ. Actually, let's just. So that's so NQ is. Sorry. It's this low on NQ. So NQ is a little bit further up, in relation to this low than ES, but neither of the assets took the low, so that's fine. Hourly chart. Yeah, there's no SMTs really. Maybe there could be like a 15-minute SMT with these lows. No, I don't see any, so there isn't. But yeah, currently just thinking that we are so bearish right now that maybe we are just gonna continue lower, but I can't get myself to take shorts. Although, if we have like a nice wick up here and at the market open, let's say 9:30 wicks higher, and on 1 minute chart we get like very promising shift lower, I will then try shorts. I definitely will try shorts, but if that was to happen, I would prefer it to happen at silver bullet hour. If it happens straight at the 9:30 open, let's say, where's 9:30? So let's say this happens 9:30, just spikes immediately higher into the 50-minute Ferrari gap and then shifts immediately lower like that. Like a quick move, and then you see like that. Around, if that was to happen around 9:50, that could be good enough for you to enter shorts, but something like that could still be a little bit unconvincing. What I would want to see is maybe like a bigger volume candle, then like a additional candle or like a fair gap buy side like that, and then we would inverse that gap, and that would be more of a convincing setup to go off of, like an inverse, that because that kind of setup would present more evidence behind my kind of idea. But yeah, currently just waiting for the market to open, so it's around 30 minutes still, so I'll just chill until that happens. And yep. So the thing in here is that especially looking at ES, the first thing, we're bearish, obviously, and I just can't think of anything else but that fact that the low in here is in super close proximity to this low. So these are almost like, these are very, very equal lows. And I just can't think of anything else but the fact that we are bearish. Market would like to revisit those equal lows. And especially looking at the hourly now. Hourly chart is actually putting SMT bullish. I mean, we didn't really sweep the high in here, as you can see, but I believe this could be SMT. Let's see. So that high is 1 a.m. high. So this is SMT, yes. So now I do have probably enough evidence for backing the idea of sells. So thinking of sells now. Not going to lie, and I'm going to measure this new week opening gap as well. So the open is here. That's new week. So it's very, very large. So I don't actually want my chart to be cluttered like this. So I will just measure maybe the quadrants like that, and maybe even only the equilibrium is the important, because we are trading into the close proximity with that. So yeah, thinking of shorts, but right now it isn't really showing me much. It's rather high volume, displacement higher. Now we're chopping lower. There's really no reason to see this as bearish price action. We are still inside of bullish order block here, so that could cause price to move higher. I'm anticipating market to trade lower, but especially because of the fact that we got new equal lows with these here. So, but price action is very choppy, and nor do I usually even enter before the 9:30 open. So I'm just chilling here right now. So as I anticipated, we are currently dropping below the sell side that I annotated here. Market open is in 5 minutes, so if I wanted to get short, I would want market open to put price a little bit higher, something like that, and then we could have like a shift lower. Because if market just drops at 9:30 open, the opportunity has gone, and there is no trade left, unless we then shift back higher from here. And and it would look something like this. So, or maybe we could, I don't know, continue low, or we are trading in the new week opening gap, so I wouldn't really make those kind of assumptions, I guess. But yeah. Okay, market opens in 10 seconds, so we'll see what happens. We got a reaction out of the 15-minute fair value gap up. I would hope to see. Yeah, the 9:30 open, see a little bit more of a bump higher. That would be, I guess, beneficial. But let's see, 9:30 open came now. Oh, we took that. Oh, I mean, if this inverses now, we could immediately just dump. So that could be immediate inversion trade. I'm not going to lie, it could easily work out. And I might just have to try something like that straight at the open. Because it would be beautiful if that was the thing played out. So I'll see what happens. I took a sell here. I will quite aggressively go break even with this. Okay, I added to the position. We are driving lower quite aggressively right now. Yeah, that I don't know. Maybe that was a little bit too straightforward trade. I don't like how ES looks, but NQ is, yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking of this, this could be like a bad with ES, but it could be like a bearish SMT with that because ES is about to take highs here. NQ is falling, is far behind ES, so we'll see. We'll kind of see how that goes. Whoa, ES is going quick higher. Well, yeah. I mean, the 15-minute doesn't look the greatest because of the fair value gap here, but 1 minute, we got really like fair value gaps here in this range that I kind of like because now we inversed those. But yeah, I would prefer to see like a quick expansion further down. That's pretty much the case with this SMT and ES also being a little bit higher. let's actually see what ES took all these highs basically. So we have an SMT with this high and well, yeah, all of these highs are now SMT pretty much. So I just want to see a quick expansion lower. Which yeah, let's see what happens. So yeah, I'll come back to you if something happens. So this is now going to take me out. You can see my trading platform, so it's fine. I'm possibly trying to take a trade on ES now because ES is a little bit further up and ES has a little bit more clearer sell side for me, so I'll see what happens with ES here. We already inversed this. But yeah, unfortunately NQ continues dropping after I'm taken out of the trade, so I was in stop at that high. So unfortunately that's the case here. You know what? We are not really putting FEGs. Like even here, NQ pushes very like quickly lower again, but now we come very quickly back up. So I'm actually deciding not to take any trades like currently. So maybe in syllable hour, but I'm starting to see a couple of red flags in this environment right now in here. So that's the case. I'm not gonna touch this for next maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, I got into a trade in here. It's somewhere here. So the trade looks something like this. So yeah, let's see how that kind of works. So that kind of worked fairly quickly. So I took the trade from here to here. So that's the trade there. Excuse me, I had to do something, but yeah, I caught that fairly quick trade. It took 2 candles to play out, so I pretty much am breaking even for the day currently. So took the loss here, made the money back. But market is just continuing pushing down. So the next couple of targets are here and here. We'll see how market is trading around them. So we pushed both, or we pushed through that. So this is the last target for me left. Actually, I'm going to leave this so that we know where the sell side can lies. But with this, if you put on like a further gap here, I'm not going to try to short that anymore. We are way too far down in discount. Whereas with this, the stop loss was in that kind of general choppy area, which I trusted in that price won't go through. So, whereas let's say I try to short this fair value gap and then I put my stop above this high, it could easily just bump above this high, then this order block to hold, and then market move lower. So that's obviously something that could happen. So I'm possibly done for the day. Making no money really, but fairly well managed day, and maybe I shouldn't have closed my whole position here. Maybe like because market is showing feel willingness to push lower quickly. So very nice to see this as from ES as well. Now I didn't actually look at ES, but I didn't actually look at ES, but ES actually presented nicer trade than NQ. Like this trade here, break of structural lower, fair value gap entry, put your stop above the high, and go for the liquidity that I marked out. This would have been the trade of the day, and maybe and yeah, I should have taken this. Uh, but no can do now anymore. It's totally fine. I'm happy with my performance, and we aren't even in the 10 a.m. hour, so we can market can still provide some setups. So I'll just continue looking at it, but let's say if I haven't got any good ideas till 10:30, I'm done for the day. That's the deadline for me.